Ready? Okay. All right. This video is for 2-dog systems. It's basically the same stuff you have for 1 dog, but you're going to have 2 receivers, and I'm going to set this up for you to control both receivers, and I'll give you a quick run through of how this works. Turn the remote on just like you normally would for a few seconds. It's going to light up. You can see it says 1D and C. All right, 1D means that's 1 dog. If I push the red button, it goes to 2 dog. I have this remote set up to be dog 1 on the black button, dog 2 on the red button, and C is consistent with all the training. That just means that it's a constant stem. All right, so we'll sync this one in by mating the red dots. We'll sync this collar in by mating the red dots. All right, so I got green lights on both of these. So this is basically the same as a 1-dog system where you've got this T button is for tone or vibrate. We have it set up for vibrate, but when I push it with a 2-dog system, it actually switches on the remote and it's got that forward 7 and backward 7. When you see that on the remote, that means that both of these collars are set up for vibrate. So you can see that I got both these collars set up for vibrate. So either button's going to vibrate either collar. When I push this button again, it goes back to stimulation. So now whenever I hit, you'll see the red light here. Whenever I hit the black, I get stim on the black collar, red, stim on the red collar. Okay, so how these work is whatever you have it set at, that's what that collar and the other collar will both be. Now, some things that'll come up sometimes. Say you hit both buttons at the same time. Okay, when I hit both buttons at the same time, it's not actually doing both collars at the same time. By hitting both buttons at the same time, you go into what's called boost mode. So if I hit, say I have this set at 10, and I hit stim for the black collar at 10, it stays at 10. However, if I also hit the red button, then it goes into boost, which is a +5, but only on the black collar. All right. If I hit the red button first on 10, and then I hit the black button second, it goes into boost only on the red collar. So I know that's a lot to take in. The moral of the story is don't use 2 buttons at the same time. We won't be using that for training. That's a little bit more of an advanced thing. If you do that at the same time, sometimes you'll get one collar going into boost mode, sometimes you'll get the other. It just depends on which button you hit like a split second first. So the best thing to do is just control each dog separately right off the bat. So it's important to understand that tone, the T button sets this up for vibrate for both dogs, and to turn it off sets you to stim for both dogs. Okay, so when you're going to be practicing this collar, or for this collar system, if you're training 2 dogs with me, so throughout the week, you're going to make sure that the collars are not on the dogs, all right, and you're going to practice this remote by turning this up and down with one hand, controlling one dog or controlling the other dog. You really got to get yourself focused on that. And what we'll also do to make sure that there's no confusion is red button, red collar, red bandana. Black button, black collar, black bandana. It makes it real easy. So if you're like, oh, wait a minute, which one's which? You know which dog's on which button right there. Okay, so practice throughout the week, turning it up and down, black button or red button.